In just a single day, Marvel's Spider-Man 2 has enjoyed huge sales success, becoming the fastest-selling PlayStation Studios game. With over 2.5 million copies sold in the first 24 hours, Spider-Man has managed to dethrone God of War Ragnarok. There are many reasons for PlayStation gamers to be excited about this game. People want to see how Peter and Miles' stories continue and what new challenges they're going to face. If you're having trouble remembering the events of the previous two Spider-Man games, don't worry, we got you covered with our Spider-Man and Miles Morales recap linked below. But it's not just the new challenges the two are facing that gamers are excited to experience. This title is also full of amazing and incredible hidden details, all meant to enhance players' experience. Welcome to Hotfix Gaming. I'm Joy, and today we're bringing you 28 hidden details to get you even more excited about Spider-Man 2. So, let's get started. Also, be aware of some spoilers. You can recreate the infamous Spider-Man meme. At times during the game, Peter Parker's and Miles Morales' paths will cross. They'll help each other fight bad guys, or they'll simply meet somewhere. When that happens, you might see the triangle button option above the other Spider-Man's head, and if you press that, then the two will perform the infamous Spider-Man meme where they point at each other. If you run the bases as Peter and Miles, you'll get a unique dialogue and a trophy. The trophy is called Home Run, and a lot of players initially didn't know what it meant or how to get it. But if you head to Coney Island, you'll find a baseball field near the fun fair. Once you land on that field, all you need to do is walk or run from the home plate counterclockwise up until you hit the home plate again. Once you return to the place you've started from, you'll get the trophy, along with a few words from either Peter or Miles. There is a different dialogue depending on who you're playing as, but you'll get the achievement regardless of whether you're Peter or Miles. There's a working mirror in Peter's house. This one's pretty self-explanatory, but it is amazing. The level of detail put into this game is incredible, and if you find yourself in Peter's house, you should definitely go check his bathroom mirror. His reflection moves at the same time as the character, and it truly is something to behold. Speaking of reflecting things, mirrors are not the only ones that can do this in the game. Surfaces such as water puddles and even metallic balloons also reflect their surroundings, as well as the two Spider-Men. You can visit the graves of Jefferson Davis, Uncle Ben, and Aunt May. Whether you decide to play as Peter or Miles, you have the option of visiting the graveyard whenever you want. And of course, within the graveyard, you'll find the resting places of Aunt May, Uncle Ben, and Jefferson Davis. You can visit each one of them, and depending on who you're playing as, the dialogue will be different. As you lose health, your suit gets damaged too. Another amazing little detail that really makes the difference is the way your suit looks like before and after a fight, or a fall if you're not careful. As you swing from one place to another and fight bad guys, your health bar will inevitably decrease, and with that, your suit gets more damaged. Speaking of damage, the environment gets destroyed too. When fighting, it's not just your health that can take a hit, but also your surroundings. Bins go flying, poles can be broken, cars can be smashed. Anything that gets in your way, or the bad guy's way, while fighting can be damaged too, just like your suit. When it comes to suits, the level of detail is impressive. For example, when it rains, you can see the raindrops on the suit, while some even bounce off Spider-Man. And if you wear the black Symbiote suit, enemies will notice it and even make a comment about your choice of attire. But it's not just the suits that got extra attention. The particle and firework effects are incredibly realistic. Rooftop fireworks may be an optional mission in Spider-Man 2, but it's one worth pursuing as you can create an incredible firework show. The level of detail put into the firework effect and the particles is just insane. Spider-Man's voice can change. From your suit getting damaged to the environment getting destroyed during battle, the developers haven't missed a single detail in this game. Another little gem that we've noticed is Spider-Man's voice changing, depending on whether he's moving or stationary. When he's sitting down, his voice will be much calmer.
Hey, buddy. How you feeling?
While he's moving and swinging, it'll sound more labored.
Wrong place to set a stakeout. Very wrong.
Speaking of talking while moving, if you start a task while on a call, once the task is complete, you'll pick up that call from where it left off. In a lot of video games, the moment you engage in a task or side quest, whatever NPC was talking to you will immediately stop. Same goes for Spider-Man 2. However, while in other titles, once you're finished with your task, you'd have to restart the entire conversation with the NPC, in Spider-Man 2, your phone calls will just pick up from when it left off, saving you time. This is great, but it can also be your downfall if you forgot what you were talking about. You can solve a Rubik's Cube mid-air. It's well known from the previous 2 Spider-Man games that you can do all sorts of tricks while mid-air, but the developers really took it up a notch with this title. While in the air, press L3, pull down L3, and hold the square button, and Spidey will solve a Rubik's Cube for you. You can surf on water. As Spider-Man, you can do many new and exciting things in this game, and surfing on water is one of them. However, it's only for a brief amount of time, so make sure you shoot your spiderweb before you go under the water. There are several different animations that you can trigger when interacting with civilians. When you're done surfing and solving Rubik's Cubes mid-air, you can come down to the sidewalk and interact with NPCs. Whether you're playing as Miles or Peter, you have multiple different animations that you can trigger when interacting with people on the street. Be aware that not all of them are fans of Spider-Man, which brings us to the next hidden detail from the game. Civilians who dislike Spider-Man will be vocal about it. As you walk the streets of New York in your suit, you'll encounter various civilians. Some will want selfies with you, others will openly state their dislike towards you. It doesn't matter if you're playing as Miles or Peter, some people just don't like Spider-Man, and they're not afraid to say it to your face.
Hey, not about to be used as lizard bait.
NPCs will fall if you swing too close to them. Maybe that's why some civilians really dislike Spider-Man. If you swing too close to them or even land amongst them, you might make them fall or at least trip. Gotta be careful with that. Speaking of NPCs, if you bump into one, Spider-Man will make a comment about it.
Didn't see you there!
Sometimes you're in a rush. Things happen and you bump into a passerby. In video games, that's usually met with either complete silence or sometimes the NPC will say something about that. And it's usually not nice. But in Spider-Man 2, developers decided that Spider-Man should be the one to make a comment about it. Whether they're being sarcastic with the "we need bigger sidewalks" remark, or simply apologizing with an "excuse me" or "sorry, I'll miss my train," both Peter and Miles are polite enough to acknowledge that they bumped into someone. When it comes to fast travel, there are no loading screens. Once you select where you want to go on the map, an animation in which the map gets closer and closer will transport you there. No waiting and no fuss. Even when switching between Miles and Peter, you don't have to wait. And as an added bonus, each time you switch between characters, you get a different animation. Sometimes you might catch Spider-Man while in mid-swing or playing video games on their phone, or just resting on a hammock made entirely of spiderweb. The different animations are great, but they're not the only ones that keep changing. In fact, the game also offers its players different main menu screens, some of them quite entertaining. Speaking of Peter and Miles, do you know they have tag team finishers? During the fights, Miles and Peter will have a tag team finisher that you can make good use of. Bonus one when you encounter the Black Cat, there are also tag team finishers with Miles. Speaking of characters working together, have you heard of the Roll Like We Used To mission? Sorry for the spoiler. This is the 5th mission in the game, and you have to play as Peter. Together with his friend, Harry Osborn, they go on an escapade through Peter's old high school. But soon things get tricky, as guards patrolling the school make the 2 friends split up. When it seems like Peter is about to be discovered by the guards, Harry manages to get to the intercom system and sing Rick Astley's "Never Gonna Give You Up," ultimately distracting the men so that Peter can escape. In the same mission, you get to ride a bike. In order for Peter and Harry to get to their old school, they need to ride a bike. They say that once you learn how to ride one, you'll never forget. Do you think the same applies to a video game character? You might not be able to drive a car in this game, but the suspensions work. As Spider-Man, you'll find yourself swinging from one building to another, and sometimes even jumping from one car to another one. And when you jump on a car, it will slightly bounce, like a real one. If you go into the settings of the game, you can set fall damage and ragdoll physics to be added to the playthrough. It all depends on how sadistic you feel in the moment. Do you want to see Spider-Man splat on the ground, or would you rather not? If you're feeling courageous, you can also head to the zoo. While most people would be content just to watch the animals at the zoo, as Spider-Man you can also adventure into the enclosures and pet Dima the tigers. The Insomniac Games logo can be spotted in the game. If you're a developer who just released one of the most anticipated games of the year, you'd want to leave your mark on the title, right? Not just on the game's box or in the intro. You can see the developer's name, Insomniac Games, in 2 particular instances, on the sewer covers and on the Spider-Verse suit. What other awesome details have you spotted in the game? Let us know your findings in the comments section below. And if you enjoy this type of content, make sure to subscribe and click that bell icon so that way you can be notified each time we post new things. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again in our next video.